Hi everyone, my name is Esther and I'm glad you've joined us here today for our fourth lesson in CyberSafety 101, Recognizing Dangerous Websites. Let's get started. Anybody can create a website and post it on the internet, which inevitably and unfortunately means that the bad guys can too. Cybercriminals can also manipulate existing websites to make them risky to visit. Here are some of the ways in which they do so. 1. Injected content. Cybercriminals can inject or add malicious content into existing pages of the website by manipulating the website's code. 2. Added content. They can also create entirely new pages that seem safe but actually host malware. This is generally a result of a security flaw on the original website. 3. Hidden content. Hidden content involves the subtle manipulation of the website, such as adding text or hidden links to a page. 4. Redirects. Redirects occur when cybercriminals add malicious code to a website that causes some of the users to get redirected to harmful pages. Spoof websites and websites that include injected content, added content, hidden content, or redirects may host malware or aim to steal your personal information, and they can be hard to spot sometimes. Fortunately, there are ways you can avoid them, so keep watching to learn more about how to do this. Many spoof websites will try to impersonate a legitimate website by copying their logo and overall website design. Looking for all details such as typos, grainy images, and dated logos will help you to avoid these websites. Similarly to email addresses, checking website URLs thoroughly is very important when visiting websites or clicking on links. For instance, examplewebsite.com is different from examplewebsite.com. In the first example, I substituted R and N instead of M. And as I mentioned in lesson 3, you can inspect links without having to go to the website by hovering over them with your mouse. Looking at the website's top-level domain is important as well. The top-level domain of a website is the part of the website that comes after the dot. .org, .gov, .com, and .edu are some examples of top-level domains. Generally, websites with the top-level domains .gov and .edu can be trusted because only government-based organizations can use .gov and only educational institutions can use .edu. On the other hand, top-level domains such as .org and .com are available to the public, so they're generally not as trustworthy when compared to websites ending in .gov or .edu. You probably have noticed that most URLs begin with either HTTP or HTTPS. For example, Amazon.com, Facebook.com, and Google.com. But what are the differences between websites with HTTP versus websites with HTTPS? Well, the S in HTTPS stands for secure. Websites with HTTPS encrypt any information that you enter into them, which helps to keep your passwords and other data you may submit during sessions safe. On the other hand, websites with only HTTP do not encrypt your information, which leaves it open for hackers to find and use. This is why it's important to stick to websites beginning with HTTPS. If you do have to visit a website with HTTP instead of HTTPS, never submit sensitive information or passwords into it, and be sure that you're not connected to public Wi-Fi, because entering data into sites starting with HTTP while using an unsecure Wi-Fi network can allow criminals to track your online activities and gain any data you enter during that time. Cybercriminals are becoming more and more sophisticated, so it's hard to spot safe websites from unsafe ones. Luckily, most up-to-date browsers can help you with this task. Here are some malicious website warnings that are shown by a few common web browsers. Be sure to heed these warnings because visiting these malicious websites isn't worth the risk. Take a look at the address bar whenever you visit a website. The padlock before before the URL means that your connection to the site is secure. These symbols mean that your connection is not private or safe. This symbol can either mean information or that your connection to the site is not secure. Last but not least, always use your common sense. If a website seems fishy in any way, stop using it. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. To sum this lesson up, I will briefly go over the information we've learned today one last time. 1. Anybody can create a website, which means that cybercriminals can as well. They're able to manipulate existing websites to host malware or include malicious links. When visiting a website, look for odd details such as typos, grainy images, or dated logos. 3. Check website URLs thoroughly. 4. A top-level domain is the part of a URL that comes after the dot. Generally, websites with the top-level domains .gov and .edu are safer than websites that end with other top-level domains such as .com or .org. 5. The difference between websites that begin with HTTP and HTTPS is that HTTP sites don't encrypt the data you enter and HTTPS sites do. For this reason, it is recommended that you avoid submitting information into websites that start with HTTP. Most up-to-date browsers are able to warn you about malicious websites, so use this feature to your advantage. 7. Examine the address bar whenever you visit a website. The padlock symbolizes the secure connection. The not secure or warning icons reveal an unsafe connection, and this symbol can either mean information or that the site is not secure. Lastly, use your common sense. Thank you so much for joining me for lesson 4, Recognizing Dangerous Websites. Hopefully you learned something new about web safety and will implement some or all of the tips I shared with you today into your daily life. Today's quiz can be found at this link, and I will see you for our next lesson. Bye!